All right, there is my timer. So we're gonna go ahead and get started. So we're continuing with parts of a circle again today. Or circles in general. I want to go ahead and go over our parts of a circle vocabulary again so it stays fresh in our mind. Who wants to read the first word for me? Use your buzzer if you want to read the first word for me.
Me.
All right, go ahead.
A point this same direction from
Center.
center.
Yeah, so our first word is center. So that is a point that is the same distance from all other points on the circle. So it's the middle of the circle. Radius. Radius is the distance from the center of the circle to another point on the circle. So it doesn't go right across, but just the distance from the center to another point that's usually on the edge. Who wants to read the next word? Diameter. That was a good try though. Diameter is the distance from one point on the circle through the center to another point on the circle. So it goes straight across. Our next word is tangent. Tangent is a line that is outside of the circle and touches the circle at one point. So is the line inside the circle?
No.
What is it? Is it outside the circle or inside?
Outside.
It's outside of the circle. Yep. A line that is outside of the circle and touches the circle at how many points? 1 point. Very good. All right. Our next word is chord. So a chord is a line segment that connects 2 points on the circle, but does not go through the center. So does it go through the center of the circle? Does it go through the center of the circle? No, it doesn't. Very good. So our next word is arc. Arc is a curve between 2 points on the circle. Central angle, which is an angle with a vertex at the center of the circle and an end points on the circle. So it's an angle coming from the center and ends on the sides of the circle. And then the sector is the area inside the central angle. The area inside where? Hit your buzzer if you have an answer. The area inside where? The sector is the area inside where? The central angle. Very good. Yes? Oh, yep. All right, so we're gonna hop over to our stuff for today. Yeah, don't hit your buzzer if I didn't ask the question. All right, so today we're going to talk about circle measurements. We're measuring inside the circle. All right, there we go. So the first measurement is circumference. Circumference is the distance around the circle. The distance around where?
The circle.
The circle. That was perfect. Gonna hit your buzzer. All right. So circumference is the circle around the circle. So you multiply that diameter by 3.14. And then area is the amount of space inside the circle. The amount of space inside where?
Inside one circle. Inside the circle.
Inside the circle. Now, what was your answer?
Inside the circle.
Inside the circle. So when we are calculating area, it's the radius times the radius times that 3.14 number, which is pi. We're not going to focus too much on that one though. All right. So the circumference is the distance around the circle. So put the blue circle around the barometer. So we're going to put that here because we're looking at circumference, which is the distance around or inside the circle. Around or inside?
Around.
Around. Very good. And you used your buzzer. All right. So the diameter is shown. What is the diameter? What does it say?
Eight. Eight.
8. Very good.
8.
So then, everyone in my room, if you have a calculator in your box, go ahead and get that out. Understand, guys. We're gonna need our calculator for this one.
Sure.
So you're gonna multiply 8 times 3.14. And when you have an answer, hit your buzzer and I'll call on. 8 times
25.
4.
I did not get it.
Here, I'll come back.
32.
How you work? So it's like
25.12.
So we're gonna do.
25.12.
Did you hit your buzzer?
So
What is it?
25.12.
25.12. Is what our circumference of the circle would be. Does everyone understand how we multiplied 8 and 3.14 to get 25.12?
Green. Yeah.
Yes.
No, I don't get it.
So our diameter up here is the distance across the circle from one point to the other. That's 8. And then you're going to multiply that by pi, which is 3.14, which is the size of the circle.
The diameter of the barometer is
Why is it 3.4?
3.14. That's what the number that you have to multiply it by to calculate the circumference. It's the number that they give you. It never changes. You always multiply that by what?
Is it always 3.4?
This number,
Is it always that number or no?
yes, this number never changes. The number that's going to change is what your diameter is. So this number can change, but this number never changes. To calculate circumference, you're only
That by
by 3.14.
is that pi.
What you say, bud?
I said it's that pi.
Yeah, that's why. So that never changes. That number is always going to stay the same to calculate circumference. Okay? This is a little bit more practice with the same. So circumference is the distance around the circle. Around. Okay? So again, we're gonna put our circle around our model right here. Our diameter,
It,
so multiply the diameter by pi. And what did we say it was?
I think it.
8 times 4 is what? Take further and find the answer. 25.12. Very good.
Green.
Yes. So the circumference of the barometer is 25.12. Okay? All right. So the circumference is the distance around the circle. Find the circumference of the barometer. So we're going to put this small one in here and this big one around. Yes. Wow. All right, so the diameter of the barometer is 8. So then we said 8 times 3.14 equals that 25.12. We put the blue circle around the barometer. Is the blue circle the same size as the barometer all around? Yes or no?
Yeah.
You hit your buzzer. Is it the same size? Yes, it is.
Yes.
Is the yellow circle the same size around? I heard your buzzer. You have an answer? The yellow circle the same size as this? No, it's not.
No.
So which circle shows the circumference of the barometer? The yellow one or the blue one?
The blue one. The blue one.
The blue one. Woo, very good. I got lots of answers on that. All right, you guys. So that is it for what I have for you today. Does that make sense to everyone? I know that was kind of hard.
Nope.
Any questions before I let you go and work on it on your own?
I still don't understand.
Okay, so that, I'm gonna go back. Hold on. All right, so circumference is that the diameter times pi. And that pi is 3.14. That number never changes. It's always going to be 3.14. The only number that's always going to change is your diameter. And that's the distance across the circle. Okay? All right. So your unique assignment is what we just did together. It's going to be these same problems. Okay? So I'm going to let you guys go and work on it on your own.